What's good, it's your boy wayoe and welcome back to the channel. This video is going to show you how to ace your next job interview, and I'm going to show you a free tool on how you can do just that. Let's get into it. Okay, so you want to know how to ace your next job interview. So we're going to do that, as I said, with Interview Warmup. So it's a free tool that uses Google AI to help you practice answering interview questions. It simulates a real interview environment and also analyzes your responses and provides personalized feedback to help you improve. It's a super cool tool. So where you start off, actually, you're just going to search for Interview Warmup on Google search. So you can do that here. Perfect. And now we're going to go through to the website. Okay. So after you've gone through to the website, you'll see this Interview Warmup tool here. So the best part about this tool is that it gives you a range of job types to help you quickly prepare for your next job interview. So it's pretty much got you covered across the basis. Super cool. So how it works, you can practice interview questions using your microphone, and I'll walk you through a live demo of that in a second. You can also get insights about your answers. So it has 3 different types of questions that it can ask you, which is great because interviews pose you different challenges with different type of interview question types. So it can really get into that too. And also you can keep improving by practicing the same questions or practicing a new set of questions. And Google's AI behind this Interview Warmup tool will help create some new questions that challenge you and can help you improve for your next role. Okay, let's get into it. So I'm going to walk you through a live demo of this. Mind all the waffle, because I am a serial waffler. So basically, it's going to set out 5 interview questions. So it's going to start with one question. In this example, I picked IT support. Actually, fun fact, I used to work in IT frontline support when I was at university. So that was a part-time role I used to do. So who knows, maybe I can answer these questions. But first question is, what are you looking for in your next job? So I'm going to practice an answer. Mind all of the waffle, but just going to have to randomly go for it. So in my next role, I'm really looking for a IT support role that can allow me to do the typical triaging of troubleshooting problems on Windows, whether it's something to do with a VPN or Wi-Fi issues. But I'd also like to further my technical skills and really get into the back end of things. I really want to be able to dive into the code and figure out if anything's broken with any of the tools, and also explore a range of operating systems, whether it might be Windows or Linux or any other OSs maybe that I'm not even privy to. That's what really excites me about IT support. There's never the same issue or type of problem, and that allows me to learn, and that's how I want to be able to develop in my next role. So people, that was a bunch of waffle, you know the vibes, but what's really cool, I just wanted to do that to show you the tool. So after you've spoken into the microphone and answered the question, it will show you a transcript of what you said. And what's really cool, it's mostly correct, honestly. So I mentioned the IT support role. It mentioned the fact that I said whether it's VPN or Wi-Fi issues. It pretty accurately transcribed what I said. If it doesn't though, you can click the edit button down here and you can quickly edit it just to make sure it's exactly correct. After you've done that, Google's AI will analyze your answer and highlight a couple of things, which is super cool. Now, here's where the money is. So it highlights job-related terms. So in your answer, it's highlighted things relevant to an IT support role, like troubleshooting, VPN, code, systems, Windows and Linux, for example, for the OS systems. And this is really cool. On top of that, you can go deeper and a level further, and I'd really encourage anybody who's applying for their next job or even interviewing. So whether you're interviewing or applying for the next job, this glossary is key. So it has job-related terms for IT support, and it's specific to that. And you can see it's highlighted and ticked which ones I did include, but it's also touched on the ones I didn't. So if there's any roles you see at any of the companies you're interested in applying to, and you see in the job description of that role that maybe there's terms you haven't included in your resume, maybe you can come in here and look at the glossary and touch on your previous experiences and have a look where you can drizzle in some of these job-related terms in your resume. Or otherwise, you can use these to find out how to upskill yourself on any of these areas as well. So super cool there. It also highlights most used words. So I really like this because I'm a serial waffler. It highlights words that I use all the time. So here I'm saying really 4 times in my answer, which it says not necessarily a bad thing. I think Gemini is trying to be nice. Talking points. Of course, it has 5 different buckets here. Experience. So you can look at examples of experience. So here you should be mentioning things like your previous roles, education and training, maybe your current role. I think I did touch on my current. Well, I mentioned that previously I used to work in IT support. So that's actually something it probably could have flagged there. The cool thing, goals. So here it mentioned my goals and highlights them super clearly. So then you can see that I want to obviously be able to get into more technical issues, which I said here, where I wanted to further my technical skills and really get into the back end of things, which are accurately transcribed as well. Let's try another question, for example. You're helping a customer when an executive... Actually, that's too hard. I ain't got time to be using my brain. That's too hard. Administrator and your CTO has decided to separate it. Damn. These are some hard questions. Okay, tell me about a time when you had to act quickly but didn't have a lot of data to inform your decision. What did you do and what was the outcome? Especially as someone myself who works in big tech where data is key and data is gold, any IT support role would be exactly the same. So let's waffle an answer here about when I had to act quickly but didn't have a lot of data. So I recently had an issue or situation where I was asked to lead a project very last minute, and I had to present on the move from paper-based systems to cloud-based systems. But the issue is I was going into this meeting with executives and I didn't have time to pull this data, given how last minute I'd been brought onto it. So in that situation, I immediately was very flustered, but then I realized there were some steps that I could take to make sure that I can act quickly, but also provide as much data, concrete data as possible to communicate to executives why we should move to cloud. What I did was I reached out to previous teams or cloud-based teams to find out what data they already had, and also found out from colleagues that had previously been in my role, maybe what they had formally explored to see whether there was any overlap so I wasn't duplicating work, and also surely there must have been some data there. The outcome of this was I was able actually to get my hands on some already existing data, albeit it was slightly outdated. So what I did was I used that slightly older data to say, look, this is how things would have improved from a data storage and data efficiency perspective, and this is where we're moving to now. So people, that was a bunch of waffle. But again, it managed to try and transcribe what I said. And again, you can look at job-related terms, most used words, and talking points. But long story short, Interview Warmup is going to be your best tool to prep for your next job interview, and also to help you think about some job-related terms to put in your resume when you're thinking about your next role. So please use it. If you like the tool and you've used it, let me know down in the comments below. Drop a comment on the video, drop a like and sub. Appreciate you all. And yeah, let me know if you want any more career-based tips, tricks, and hacks. Catch you on the next one.